Meta just laid off 8,000 employees yesterday via email, just like Oracle did the same thing about a month ago, 20 to 30,000 employees due to AI. Do I think AI is the sole reason why tech companies are doing all of these massive layoffs? No.
To everyone who said, that's kind of weird that you work from home and all of a sudden they're making you come into the office 100%, that sounds like they're doing soft layoffs. Oh, you were so right, I got laid off.
So I'm one of 8,000 people that just got laid off from Meta, and it's a weird feeling. I've been working for literally the past 15 years straight since I graduated college.
Hi, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. So, before layoffs actually used to feel like something that happens somewhere else. Like, it always felt like, oh, this is something, layoffs are happening, or you just hear it from the news and it's like some people, it's somewhere. But now it's like, I think everybody knows someone who's affected by a layoff, or you have experienced it personally happen to you. Like, that's just something, it's just everywhere. It's so rampant. It happens so much now. It has been happening for a while now. Like, a lot of workers are starting to realize or have realized that job security is not something that exists anymore, because you could be working 1 minute and the next minute you're laid off. It affects a person so much. It affects your mental health, it affects you financially, and absolutely just throws everything off. Before we get right into those videos and check them out, please make sure you click the like button. It helps with the algorithm and I appreciate that so much. Let's get right into this video.
Meta just laid off 8,000 employees yesterday via email, just like Oracle did the same thing about a month ago, 20 to 30,000 employees due to AI. Do I think AI is the sole reason why tech companies are doing all of these massive layoffs? No. Do I think tech companies are using AI as a scapegoat because they overhired like shit 5-6 years ago? Absolutely. From 2019 through 2021, all of your tech giant companies, tech companies in general, were hiring for crazy growth, massive growth. And once that growth got stagnant, they realized we just hired 1,000 engineers. We only need 100. AI currently isn't as useful as people think it is. We are just not there yet. Not on the grand scheme. We can forecast. Just like I seen at that college that they literally had AI read off a prompt and it butchered the entire graduation. That's where AI is as a whole. I'm Meta. I hired 4,000 software engineers. There was times on TikTok, all in different forums, Reddit and whatnot. So many engineers were saying, we don't even have shit to do. There's information out there that said Meta was hiring literally engineers' talent just so other tech companies wouldn't have them. What really happened was all of these tech companies disgustingly overhired, right? Creating all of these positions, knowing they didn't need them for too long, 18 months, 2 years. And once that growth gets stagnant, you're just holding on to fucking payroll. You got to wipe that for the bottom line. Now, after you displace 8,000 people that were making $180,000 to $200,000, they're not going to find those jobs, right? What's going to happen is it's going to be a collapse in the market. Software engineers, they can't sustain 180 to 240. You might be able to find an engineer job for 85, 110. But tech companies overhired so much that I think they're using AI as a scapegoat to wipe their hands.
I feel like we all enter a season in our lives where it feels like God thinks that we're one of his strongest soldiers, and I'm definitely in that season right now. I've been laid off not once, not twice, but 3 times in the last 6 months. If I had to try to describe in my best way what it feels like, I would say, yeah. So, for context, I was laid off from my 9-to-5 in November, and I was deduced to a part-time contract role, basically slicing my hours in half and losing all of my benefits. I then got a new job in February, and then in March, the company shut down completely.
We're going to end employment for all dedicated Shopkick employees.
Oh my God. And then in April, I was told by my part-time job that my contract would be ending on May 8th. So yeah. My life has been in shambles, to say the least. I'm quite literally fighting for my life. I want to believe that there is some big blessing at the end of this journey, and all these people say that. They're like, the best success stories come after people get laid off. But what about the time in between? Like, what about the time between the awful devastation and then the immaculate breakthrough? Like, how long does it take for the breakthrough to come? When do we get there? And what do you do in the in-between time? How do you not lose your marbles during that time? Because, baby, I'm this close, okay? I'm not okay. I'm really not, I'm really not. I've realized that it doesn't seem like anybody else is really showing that part of the journey. So I am going to volunteer as tribute. And I'm going to show y'all that part. in a series that I'm calling My Success Story in the Making. I realized that up until now, I've attached so much of my identity to my career and my accolades. And unfortunately, I learned the hard way that these jobs do not care that you're an overachiever. If they don't have the funds, you're done. I want to rebrand my life into that of someone who knows that they are the brand. I am the brand. I don't like feeling as though an employer can make me feel like I've lost some of my self-worth or my value, like an employer can break my spirit. And if I'm being for real, I have felt that way. My ego has been bruised, my self-confidence has plummeted, but I know that I did not come this far just to get this far. I know that my journey does not end here. I know that I can find my spark again. I know that I'm not going to be depressed or sad forever. I know that this time will pass. I know that I can create the life of my dreams with or without a proper 9-to-5, and I know that God has big plans for me, so I gotta do it. I gotta fight back. But I'm not gonna lie, it's hard. It's hard and it's scary and it's so uncertain. But I'm trusting God and I just gotta do it scared. I gotta do it afraid. I have to do it emotional. I have to do it uncertain. I just gotta do it. And to be honest, I'm determined to come out of this better than I went in. So yeah, I don't even know where my success story is going to lead me by the end of this journey, but I guess we're gonna stay tuned and see. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I will see you in the next one. Bye.
So I'm one of 8,000 people that just got laid off from Meta, and it's a weird feeling. I've been working for literally the past 15 years straight since I graduated college, and I've never not had a job lined up or working. So it's weird. I don't take it as any reflection of my abilities. Obviously, it's just full restructuring, mass layoffs. My team, my org happened to be less important to the company than others, so it is what it is. Job hunting feels like it's going to be overwhelming. Obviously, I have my specialties and my strengths in the field, but it's overwhelming because those interviews are not easy. There's a lot of case work you need to do. It takes a lot of practice. Obviously, I need to put together my stories for interviews. I need to get my resume together. I haven't done anything. So it's a bit overwhelming, and I've been feeling the anxiety. I have kids, family to raise, and a lot of costs, especially living in the California Bay Area. I think in this moment, I'm trying to not feel as overwhelmed. I'm trying to believe that I'll be able to figure it out, which logically I think I will, but emotionally it's very difficult to deal with the anxiety of it all. If anyone has other thoughts and advice on dealing with layoffs, hit me up, add to the comments.
So I was laid off about 2 weeks ago. This is the third time I've been laid off in the last 3 years. And I just want to talk about how hard it is to go through something like this, or in general, just hard things in life by yourself and not having like a partner or your person to support you. And I'm 28. I have been single all of my 20s, and I have lived by myself. I've fully financially supported myself, and it is just so incredibly hard not having somebody who is there for you and is in it with you. And I have been alone for so long that I am like so independent. I'm so resilient because I've had to be. And I'm just so tired of like having to be strong, and I just so badly wish that there was a person that I had to lean on, that if I'm having a hard day, like they come home to me and they're like happy to see me and want to hear about like my day, and or like they can just say, hey, like let's cook dinner and watch your favorite show, like this will be okay, like we're in it together, like I'm so proud of you, you've been through so much. And it's like I don't have that. Like it's me, like when I'm having a hard time like I am right now, like it's on me to make myself feel better and to like get out of this headspace. And it's like I am so tired of having to be strong, and I feel like a lot of people see me and think, oh, like she's so independent and like does so many things, by herself, and that's so like awesome.
But it's like, I have no choice. Like, I don't know. And I think it's just hard because it's like, I've been laid off 3 times in the past 3 years. And it's like, I'm just used to it at this point, and I've had to go through it alone. And of course I have friends and I have family, and they're, sorry, and they feel bad, but it is just not the same as like having a partner who is in it with you. And especially because all of the people in my life are in serious relationships. They have partners, like they have families that they're going home to. And so like they have their default people who, if they're going through a hard time, like they go to those people. And of course, like if I'm having a hard time, it's like, sure, like I can reach out to my family and I can reach out to my friends, but it's just not the same as having a partner who like is your person, is your default person, where I know at the end of the day, like they're coming home to me, or, they are gonna ask like how my day was. Like I don't know like the last time that someone like asked me how my day was, and little things like that just matter so much. And it's hard too when I just look at all the people around me, especially because I'm 28, so I'm getting to that age where like people are slowing down and like they're getting married and having kids, and I'm sitting here like I have literally not been in a relationship for all of my 20s. I have lived alone. I fully financially supported myself like in this economy, which is so hard. And it just makes me wonder, like, when am I going to get a break? Like I just want for once to not have to be the strong person. Like I want to have someone who is like able to take that sometimes and like be the strong person for me and like make me feel better and just like let me be sad. But I don't have that. Like it's just me. And so it's on me to like make myself feel better when I'm having hard times like I am right now.
What people don't understand about losing a job is that it's not just about money. Like, it completely disorients you. And people love to say, oh, just get another job, as if, you can lose a job one day and then just pick one back up 24 hours later, when in reality, losing a job is actually extremely catastrophic and snowballs into every other area of your life. Like, imagine one day you wake up and you're going into the office, business as usual, and things are great. You have coworkers, you have a title, you have systems, you have a routine, and you have a general sense of direction in life. And then the next day you wake up and you come into the office and it's gone. I don't think people understand the order of events that goes through your mind after that. The first step is shock. All you want are some answers. You want an explanation. You just want to understand why what happened just happened. And you want to see if there's someone you could talk to, but there is no one to talk to. Like, the decision's been made. You're unemployed. So then the next step is dealing with the aftermath of all of that. You're in a perpetual state of confusion. You start spiraling and asking yourself so many questions like, why did this happen? Who else did this happen to? Who do I tell? Do I keep this private? Do I get on LinkedIn and start applying for jobs immediately? Do I sit and process this? Do I still have insurance? Like, when was the last time I got a physical? Do I have savings? How long will those savings stretch for me? How much time do I have, for real? And I think that's the part that people miss. Like, just getting another job. When people lose their job, they're not thinking about just getting another job. They're grieving, they're processing, they're reacting to a plan that they weren't even privy to begin with. And to be quite honest, they're trying to preserve any last shred of dignity they have left, because losing a job is so demoralizing. I would not wish it on my worst enemy. So for that Spirit Airlines employee to come out and ask for help and to be met with such nasty hostility was deplorable. It was deplorable, and honestly, the whole thing was just stupid, because we should know better by now. We should honestly know better by now. And this whole get another job bit, it was a little triggering for me, because I have friends who have just gotten another job. Like, for instance, I have a friend, who was a full stack engineer at a tech company. And she had the job that so many people would dream of, and she got laid off. She spent time looking for a job. She did everything she needed to do. 1 month went by, 2 months went by, 4 months went by, 7 months went by. She just needed a job, so she ended up taking an executive assistant job for a CMO of a SOC company, and she ended up getting pigeonholed in that job for 2 years. She could not get another engineering role to save her life because she had taken on that title and because people only saw her as an EA. Meanwhile, she is double degreed up and she is one of the smartest people that I know. So it's just more than getting a job. And so for those who are in more privileged positions, I'm not one to say that you're morally obligated to give to anyone who asks for it, but you are obligated to show a little humility, because at the end of the day, that could be anyone's reality. Anybody can be unemployed because America shows no mercy to anybody. So just my 2 cents.
So I got laid off. I'm a 24-year-old CPA who was laid off from her very first big girl job. It's been 2 weeks. This is the 3rd week. The first week I was in disbelief, so I took a vacation. The second week I experienced all 7 stages of grief. And now we're in the 3rd week. It's Monday and it's time to get back in the game. I debated coming on the internet with this because it kind of feels a little bit embarrassing. But then I realized it's not. It's life. I'm 24. Something like this was bound to happen, as in a bump in the road was bound to happen. And now we pivot. And why not showcase this on social media where everything is so perfect and everything is so seamless? Why not show my little bump in the road? Because showing my imperfect life gives awareness to other people who are in my age range, who are going to go through bumps, who are going to go through things that are outside of their plans. Why not show this to give awareness that that is life? This is a great opportunity to also show how good my God is. And this is a perfect opportunity to pivot into something that I actually like. I like being a CPA, just not in the public accounting space. So why not pivot into doing something that I actually like? So come join me on this journey.
Hello everyone, it's Aiden. I woke up this morning and found out I got laid off, which means effective immediately I'm no longer working for Meta. After multiple reorganization and at least 4 rounds of layoff in the past 6 years, it's finally my turn to get laid off. Starting immediately, I lost all internal access. It's kind of funny because exactly 1 month ago today, on April 20th, I told you guys I was going on recharge, and today is actually the last day of my recharge. How am I feeling? Honestly, I have mixed feelings because I really loved working at Instagram. It provides designer a big platform and opportunity to work on projects that impact millions of people. But at the same time, as a content creator, you also want to focus more on content creation and share what you love. It's a good news and a bad news in some ways, so I will use this opportunity to really think about what I should be doing next. I just found out from a severance packet that I've worked for Meta for over 6 years instead of 5 years. And for those interested, regarding to the severance packet, this is how to calculate. The termination day is actually August 20th for me. So my separation pay is calculated based on 16 weeks plus 2 times of the years of service minus the number of weeks in my notice period. For the rest of my PTO, they're gonna pay out as cash. So based on the calculation, I'll be paid for the rest of the time until next March-ish. If you're on the same boat, don't hesitate to reach out if you want somebody to talk to. I'm actually quite excited about whatever is ahead of me. But as a normal human being, this kind of things affects your emotion. It's pretty normal. I might just take 1 or 2 days to digest it. If you have any questions about being a designer at a big corporation, feel free to comment below and let me know what you want to know. Since I'm no longer working at Meta, I can share my insights more freely. And thanks my existing audience for continuous support. To my new audience, feel free to follow along my creator journey. And also, if you have any questions about becoming a creator, also feel free to comment below and I will share everything I've learned in the past 3 years as a content creator. I'm feeling super grateful for the opportunities to work with all the talented people in Meta in the past 6 years. I also met a lot of great leadership to mentor me, to help with my career growth. So thank you all the people that I've worked with, and I really hope that we will cross our paths again in the future. And that's all for the video. Thanks for watching.
I think we don't speak enough about the impact of getting laid off early on in your career. So I was laid off from my dream job in 2024. I was very lucky to get this job because I interned at the company my 3rd year of uni, and then I got a return offer after I graduated. So I was super excited. I loved working for the company. I had a really amazing experience. But unfortunately, as it goes, I was one of the most junior people on my team, and I ended up getting laid off when the big layoffs happened at the company. But I think the thing I don't hear a lot of people speaking about is how difficult it can be. I think getting laid off at any time in your career is really, really challenging. But when you get laid off when you've just started, it just throws you into this world that you were not expecting. So for a lot of people, when they're doing their first job, they're on a, early careers program in many cases that you expect to last like 3 years, or the people hiring you have like the understanding that you've just graduated. So they're basically prepared to deal with someone who doesn't have a lot of experience. But if you get laid off, like 10 months after you've been in a role, it's a really awkward time where you might not actually qualify for the programs that are designed specifically for you. But then you also have a bit of experience, but not enough experience for you to be able to do other roles. So it can be really, really challenging. So I was just thinking about in light of the layoffs that recently happened at Meta, that I just feel like very strongly, and I feel for all of the people who have been laid off when they're early on in their careers, because I know for myself, it's just such a challenging thing to navigate. So I'm just wishing everyone the best of luck during this time, because I know it can be very difficult. Eventually it worked out for me. I managed to find a role, but I just know how challenging it could be. So I think just a shout out to all those people who are early on in their careers who unfortunately have been impacted by layoffs, because I know it's really, really difficult.
I feel like everybody is nervous now. Like, even people with decent jobs are nervous every single day. They're wondering when that could happen at any moment. So there's just, I feel like being able to like relax or be comfortable at your workplace doesn't exist anymore these days, because every time you turn around, this one's got laid off, this amount of people, thousands of people got laid off, this amount got laid off, and it's happening so much that people cannot relax or be comfortable enough to think, oh, that's not gonna happen. You're wishing it's not gonna happen, but it's happening so much. And now you start wondering if your position is actually gonna exist. How long is it gonna exist? It actually affects people mentally so much, like their confidence, identity, mental health, and stability in so many ways. That shit hurts. Like, let's just be for real. A lot of people tie their sense of stability and so many things like to their work. So losing that kind of thing makes a lot of people feel lost. And one thing that makes layoffs really brutal is just how fast things can change. Like, you could just go from having a normal day, not expecting anything, and before you know it, in a blink of an eye, every single thing just changed in your life that quick and that fast. You've made it to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching this video to the very end. I really appreciate you. Please don't forget to click the like button. It helps with the algorithm, and I appreciate that so much. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here and you're watching me for the very first time. Hit the notification bell to get notified every time I post a new video. I'll leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. I would love to see what you think about this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.